The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics. Welcome back to the Thursday Walkthrough. Martin O'Donnell here with Coach Lovie Smith. And Coach, a really good performance to open up the season. You know, I think one of the things that you've said this week is that, you know, sometimes you see the greatest improvements week 1 to week 2. What are some of the areas that you'd like to see the Illini improve on this week?
Well, you know, almost every area. I mean, we did some good football things. But once you start watching the video, and I'm going to talk first about just some of the basic fundamentals. It's a different day now with training camp. You don't get a chance to do a lot of live work, so you anticipate missed tackles and things like that on the defensive side of the football. And, you know, I would say we had you know, you always get the penalties down a little bit. But for the most part, you know, pretty good first start. Can't wait to see, though, us take another step this week.
Well, and one of the areas that was, you know, one of the position groups, and I know one that's near and dear to you, is the linebacking core, and some real impact plays. Jake Hansen forced a fumble, recovered it, and then wound up with an interception. And then Milo Eifler with a couple of big hits that really seemed to energize the defense. You know, and then Dele Harding as well, you know, providing consistency there in the middle. How do you feel the linebackers played? Is that kind of what you want to see, them setting the tone for that defense?
Absolutely. You know, coming out of camp, we're expecting big things. Not just coming out of camp, we're expecting big things from our linebacker. I mean, they have to play well each week for the defense to really do well. You mentioned Jake Hansen. Put him in a lot of different situations. He performed that way. But Jake has played football around here, as has Dele Harding. But when a player comes out like Milo Eifler, you know, first action in a Fighting Illini uniform and have those plays that you notice, really did set the tempo.
Yeah, well, and now this week playing at the University of Connecticut. How do you feel about playing a road game this early? I mean, there's on one hand, it's always nice to be as home as much as possible, but on the other hand, kind of an early test in the season for your team. How do you feel about playing on the road this early?
Well, I think there's tests you go through the season. Of course, the first home game, and there's always a lot more energy that comes along with being at home. But you need good teams have to go on the road and win. And that's why I love in the preseason at least one road game. And to have it right away after this performance, it's coming at the perfect time and just not right down the street. You know, it's a plane ride. You know, it's going to take a while to get there, and our guys will be ready.
Well, and I think I read somewhere this is Illinois' first time playing a game in New England. What's your favorite New England state?
Well, I don't really, that part of the country, I'm not really familiar with an awful lot. We're just talking about Connecticut in general. This will be the third time I've actually been in the state. With ESPN once and worked out a linebacker at the University of Connecticut once. So this is all new to me, this area of the country.
Okay, so we'll mark you down for New Hampshire then and keep it moving.
Never been to New Hampshire, I'm going to say that.
Okay, it's supposed to be beautiful this time of year. You know, another thing is Connecticut. I'm trying to bone up on Connecticut trivia. I've been there a little bit more than you, but, you know, I enjoy it as a state. It's sometimes known as the nutmeg state. Do you have, I won't ask you what your favorite dish is that incorporates nutmeg, because I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. But
I couldn't either.
What's your favorite spice or herb to kind of, you know, mix into something? I know you enjoy good food. I mean, what's your favorite thing to have?
Well, spice, herb, you know, I can't really tell you for sure. I just know as I get older, I'm trying to stay away from the spices as much as anything, and especially salt as much as anything. So I'm kind of playing Joe a little bit on a lot of the stuff that I'm eating these days.
Okay. I mean, you're killing me. I'm asking you 2 questions. You don't answer either one. And here, on the subject of nutmegs, are you aware, do you watch much soccer at all? Did you ever play soccer?
You know, I'm you know, Martin, I'm from down south in Texas, so soccer is kind of somewhere on the radar, but it's down there a little bit.
Soccer's made its way to Texas.
It's making its way there. Okay. I'll say my children all played. So I've spent a lot of Saturdays and Sundays watching a lot of soccer games, and don't know the sport as well as I probably should.
Okay, the reason I'm asking that is, do you have any idea what the term nutmeg means in soccer?
I absolutely.
If they
I'm
dribble
hoping
the ball,
you would tell me.
If you have the ball in offense and you dribble the ball through the defender's leg, it's kind of embarrassing. It'd be kind of like passing it through his legs, you know, playing basketball.
Yeah.
I learned that it happened in 7th grade. It was traumatic. I stopped playing soccer.
No, we would probably just kind of call it dribbling through somebody's legs, probably what we would call it. But
yeah, to each their own. Coach, really enjoyed watching the team in week 1. Looking forward to the road trip this week, and thanks for stopping by the Thursday walkthrough.
Thank you.
The Thursday walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics.
Looking for a card that gives you more? Illini Visa Rewards Card. Earn points every day to fly any airline, anytime, no blackout dates. The Illini Visa Rewards Card. Available only through U of I Community Credit Union.